Hola, compadres. ¿Qué pasa? It's been a
Wow.
week. It's been a while. It's been a week. Let's see. So last week, a lot of art roleplay, not a lot of combat. You guys kind of finished up the whole get a safe city bit. You engaged the device, um, which shoved Alara a few feet towards the wall, and that was it, and left Ray completely alone, very much to his surprise. But then proceeded to shove everything of any sort of infernal bloodline or whatever completely out of the city,
Or through it.
or, you know, out through it, out of it in a very direct path. They just straight through walls. There was a lot of paste that just kind of out of the city. It was a very pink mist situation on the outside. For anything not strong enough to survive smashing through walls. What?
Gonna be real
What was
hard to
that?
clean out some of those stains.
There are no stains. Literally every bit of matter that has infernal influence was expelled from the city. Not even stains remain.
Hashtag eat the demon.
Yeah, you got chunky demon soup. Kind of
It may
surrounding
have
this.
actually been a medium to get some deep cleaning because it pushed it through and dragged stuff with it. I'm
You
guessing.
know what? It's pretty nice. After which you guys first celebrated with the denizens of the city, the remaining denizens of the city, which was much reduced from where it was. Um, an evening followed where you looted the bodies and also laid them to rest with last rites. Kind of looting first by Kedron and then last rites by Father Ironcloak. After which, the next day, you all woke up. You discussed various different possibilities of possibly cleansing some of the two items that you've acquired, or should we wait until we have more and kind of do a batches? You don't definitely needed some materials, and what you decided on was surprisingly, Lord Hickenbottom is actually an ordained minister. And you're going to leave him and a few others to create just gallons upon gallons of holy water, as it takes 55 gallons of holy water per ritual. You were able to find that the bank had completely locked down with some really nasty enchantments on the doors if you tried to get in without being a member. You talked to the goblinoids inside, were able to retrieve some funding, were able to get them to write a letter to sort of their regional area manager, try to get permission to provide funds for assistance in the cause. A few more discussions were had, and then Orthax showed up and was like, "Hey, by the way, you guys' court date tomorrow. See you then." Peaced out. Next day, you guys woke up, ate breakfast, and then proceeded to go to your court date. You had just showed up in a large, very immaculately clean marble hallway with weird little shape dudes with single eyes kind of walking around with big spears and made out of metal. It's a very odd sort of look, and some of them are diamond shaped, and it's just a weird place to be. There are several other entities walking around as well, but these guys seem to be in charge.
Or alternatively, didn't show up because somebody's evil mother's gonna be there.
Yeah, Kedron did not show up because he's like, you know what? I can't handle the mama drama right now. I might try to just shoot my mom in the middle of court, which I feel like would get me arrested. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna shoot someone in the court. You remember that video that went around a while ago of the dude like doing a flying leap at the judge? That would have been Kedron at his mom. So, anyways, the rest of you are teleported there. And as you're standing in the hallway, Orthax was there with you. It was like, all right, so welcome to the plane of order. It's basically court for the universe, multiverse, whatever. Now, you actually have two cases today. One of which is going to be from Martha, the lovely assistant that sort of broke the contract that you had with his great evilness. Now, Now, in talking to my overlord, you know, he has asked me to request that you forgive it. In light of you guys' new, alliance and how things are moving forward. He said also that one thing, I don't know what that means. He said you wouldn't know. I don't know. But basically, since he was the holder of the contract and it was his duty to enforce it, and she was his sub, and all of that stuff, if there's a punishment to take place, it's gonna hurt not only her but also him. Which just wouldn't be good for y'all for like a whole alliance and everything. So he's asked you politely if you could show up and when court starts, just be like, we want forgiveness. She'll still get a punishment, but it'll be like really minor. It's fine.
So he's asking us to settle out of court.
It's too late for that. We're settling in court.
The thing he referred to, I assume you'll know what that is.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. The thing that Orthax referred to that he doesn't actually know what it is, but Asmodeus wanted him to mention it as part of why you should do what he wants. I'm assuming you all know what that means because your character would. Okay.
Other than Ray.
Other than Ray. McGear, what were you saying?
I wasn't saying anything.
So something about me being a twerp.
Are we good on that? Y'all gonna
We're good on that.
All right, cool. That'll make this next part really easy then. So yeah, do that. She'll get some penalty, a little slap on the wrist, probably a couple days in jail time served or something. I don't know. Now, you all read the handbook I gave, right? Proper etiquette in the courts. By the way, it's a Tonkers. So much protocol. Y'all skim through it at least, right? I'm gonna be there to help you out. I've been through this once or twice before. Important note, because Asmodeus is the one that requested this, he's kind of a by proxy on this docket, and he's directly involved in the first one. Your case is gonna be heard by a tertian, which is a big deal. Usually those dudes don't come out for nothing except for the highest order of contracts, which our contract doesn't count for. But so think the prime, right? The big dog on top of the realm of order. You have a secondus and you have two tertians. That's it. That's the top three dudes right there. That's the beginning of the pyramid. And we're getting heard by a tertian, so be real respectful.
And where down the line do
you I have done the Spark. So I've done the Spark Notes version of the book that he gave us, and I have passed those Spark Notes versions. Everyone else that they have a vague understanding of the importance.
Yeah. So basically, how that'll work, like I mentioned last time, is if you guys are starting to do a thing that would be a massive faux pas, I will stop and let you know. Hey, by the way, what you're about to do, you know, is a bad idea. Do as you please from here.
Completely, because my character's not there, completely out of game. Instead of your honor, is it your order?
Yes. Anyways, Ironcloak, you were saying a question?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Okay. You've
so,
been kind of walking down the hall.
So, where on the level of pyramid would we normally get heard by? If
close to, you see that eyeball dude right there walking along, with the spear that seems like a guard. Yeah, his boss. So that's the lowest version.
So how many tiers up are we going?
We're going from county court to
it's
just before the Supreme Court.
What I'm asking,
we're going to federal court.
What I'm asking is this this is a favor from so and so, or is this this guy will just not like us already because he's having to listen to this problem?
So they don't work like that. They're all constructs, and they don't really have feelings or emotions. Because Asmodeus's name is on the docket, it gets passed up to that level. Because, they want someone strong enough to kind of deal with anything that might happen with the big dogs around, you know?
Okay, cool.
It's more of a power disparity thing. Which means you're going to be completely disparaged on power with this guy, so have fun with that.
Makir just kind of smiles a little bit.
So anyway, y'all ready for court case number 1? You call them your order. It's a weird thing, but they love order. So,
is there a jury or is it just the one guy?
Yeah.
oh, it's just one guy.
But I imagine there'll be
These guys act in unison.
Like the clerical person who writes everything down, and there'll be other people in there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you're gonna have the bailiff, which is just like a massive iron golem with like mad enchantments on him. You're gonna have like a stenographer sitting over in the corner typing everything down magically. You're gonna have the judge. You're gonna have the attorneys if they're already present. You're not entitled to one, but you can have one. You can afford it. Good luck. They're expensive, especially Badron attorneys. Not happening. The gins are pretty good though. If the Fae didn't get slaughtered every time they stepped in here because they're chaotic, they'd be fantastic. But they don't get along.
I know a guy.
Anyway, what was that, Captain McGear?
That was not necessarily in character, but I was like, oh, no, I know a guy.
Awesome.
I'm just saying, calling in a favor for Oberon, who doesn't ask a favor, would be really bad fun.
No.
It would not be good for Oberon to show up here.
It wouldn't be good for us because then we'd have the Feywild upset with us, which is a problem we don't need. Also,
Oberon would think it was funny.
not if he's dead.
Oberon would find it very amusing, but we'd also be dead because of the massive battle that would ensue.
Oh, yeah.
What's our group name? Because I'm going to be honest, we never used it, and I forgot. Is it Florum DA, or is it Deus Vault?
I think so. I think it's Florum DA.
Florum DA.
Deus Vault is just the name of the campaign.
Yeah. That got established before. Yeah. Florum DA.
Like Children of God or something like that. I don't know.
All right, I'm ready.
Rough translation.
All right, y'all ready to go in here? Because this is the first one. It's just the receptionist. You're just gonna be like, we're forgiving the contract. Like, you're letting it go. All right, you ready? All right. So you all walk in. It's a very small room. Really about the size of the. You know what? Screw it. It's this room. It's not even a courtroom. It's literally just this room. I don't have tokens because I didn't feel like making them because time. You have main dude sitting there. Why aren't you on the map layer? That's really dumb.
None of the chairs are on the map layer.
Oh, no.
Actually, no, that one is. And that.
Change layer, map. Change layer, map.
3 of the chairs
wow,
are not. 5 of the chairs are not.
I made this thing so long ago, and somehow I never put these things on the map layer. I hate that. Okay. Here's on the map layer now. So you have your your tertian sitting here. He looks mostly humanoid. A little short, very stocky. Has a long tail with a bulb on the end. He's holding a cane with a sort of gapple head. And shoulders normal, head gets kind of larger than it should be. A perfectly square jaw, eyebrows, like the actual bone of the brow comes out and kind of wraps down around the back of the head, and the top of the head is just perfectly circular. He's a weird looking dude, all right? But anyways, he's sitting there in the chair. There is a weird, like, thinking a D8 looking dude with eyeballs sitting in one of the chairs with some sort of magical implement in front of him, probably your stenographer. Standing kind of over here is just an absolutely massive golem, just chilling. Probably the bailiff. Sitting in this chair, you recognize is the lovely receptionist from your visit to Asmodeus's office. She is sitting quietly and patiently. And that's pretty much it.
Where do we sit?
I mean, they're in open chairs. You can sit if you want. You can stand. There's really not a lot of proceedings for that. You come in, typically you sit down. you discuss with the judge. Each side is allowed to give their case, and then
feels more like a pre-courtroom arbitration.
All right. So,
well, listen, you don't have to worry about juries. It gets a lot faster.
Wherever I sit, Alara should sit within 10 feet of me. All right? We would know this.
Listen, I'm.
That's only for saves, by the way.
Well, if by chance we need one of those, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Right? So you all kind of filter
just
in.
says you die instantly. I don't think you get the save for that.
So you all kind of filter in, take seats. The Tertian reaches out. You will all now be placed under zone of truth. Do not resist. Resisting will be considered disobedience and will result in immediate arrest and punishment. You guys knew this was coming from the handbook.
Yep.
Zero resistance here.
You also know that resistance is truly futile because the golem will immediately come after you. Because you just broke the law if you resist. So Zone of Truth is cast.
He just yells out, "Stop! You've broken the law!"
Must have been the wind.
Yeah, right. He just runs up to you and just immediate roundhouse kick. Did I mention that this thing has a glorious red beard and a cowboy hat?
Lovely.
Joke's on you, I cast banishment on myself.
That would be impressive if you don't get counterspelled.
Actually,
not bad.
I don't think that would work because it's concentration, and I can't concentrate if I don't exist. So,
yeah. Banishments. One, it returns you to the plane you originated from pretty much permanently, if you're not from that plane. And two, you still exist. You just exist in a pocket dimension if you're banished from your home plane.
Which means you go home and you just maintain your concentration, so you just stay there.
If you maintain your concentration for 10 minutes, you just stay there. Anyways, so you guys filter in, sit down. Zone of Truth is cast. It is not a Chuck Norris goal, because if it was, it could one-shot. Anything in the universe, it would be the most powerful entity, and I'm not. It can one-shot all of you for sure. I don't think it could one-shot any entity.
Just saying, when Chuck Norris goes to the gym, the free weights need a rest between sets.
Yeah, right. Anyways, Chuck Norris doesn't go to the gym to work out. The gym goes to Chuck Norris to work out. So, anyways, Tertian goes, "This room will now come to order. To hear case number," and lists off a case number that takes like 3 minutes to get through. You're pretty sure it's just pi to a certain degree. Like, you're pretty certain that they just number cases using digits of pi. Anyone who's mathematically inclined, so McGear, you're high intelligence, you probably get this. It's just pi. And they stop whenever they get to the correct number of digits for whatever case this is.
Oh, that hurts my head just thinking about.
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes.
5 minutes of
3.14
pi. Oh god.
Yes. Yeah, and you guys just sit there and just wait, because this is part of it, man. 5 minutes of listing off pi later will now be heard. Prosecution, present your case first.
We, Florum DA, have decided to not pursue charges in this matter.
Understood. Defense, do you accept this? Yeah. Very well. A small penalty must still be inflicted due to the nature of breaking the laws of order. He reaches out his hand, golden light erupts around her. She goes, "Ah!" She only takes like 5 points of damage. Punishment served. Hits a button
slap on the wrist.
She's gone. Yeah, literally just a cosmic slap on the wrist.
He's a little bad.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened. No compensation has been sought by the prosecution. Next case. Hits another button.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
There's actually a 5-second delay before Kedron's mom sits in the chair right here.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing my luck, if I would have showed up, it would have been the chair right beside me or straight across from me.
Yes. She just stops and goes, "What? You?" She starts to stand up and just immediate button press, and she's sucked back down to the chair. The defendant will stay seated for the duration. And she just
Who was she looking at when she
stopped.
yelled "you"?
Just the group, just the party. She wasn't like hard aligned at any one person. It was just kind of the party. Orthax kind of stands up. Hey, yeah, welcome to the plane of order. You're here for a lawsuit on that contract because you made old girly girl over here stab herself in the chest. You might want to behave. That guy can kick you into literal paste. She's just staring, like jaw clenched, red in the face, very angry. I got a notice saying that I was being summoned for court, and then I could take one person with me. About 5 seconds ago! 5 seconds is all that is required per interdimensional law. What's going on? All charges will be read momentarily, as you have not been previously apprehended. The room will now come to order for case number.
Add on the next digit of pi.
Add on the next digit of pi. So 5 minutes plus 1 digit of pi later will now be heard. Charges will be read. Bailiff, in a very like metal scraping against like stone or metal voice, very deep and rumbly, a voice that I cannot do, and neither shall I try because it will hurt. The bailiff begins to recite something along the lines of, defendant is hereby accused of breaking of magical contract signed by one Orthax of the Nine Hells and one Ilara Viro of Batka.
I have a question
Sold
real quick.
on. Yeah.
Before we get too far in this, because I don't want to end up rabbit holing, at some point beforehand, us and Orthax probably would have discussed what remedies and or reparations would have been made that we would be requesting as the punishment. What did we delineate for that?
You don't. You can ask for whatever you want. However, the ultimate authority, like they generally don't even ask. They either you press charges or you don't, and at the end of the hearing, if the person is found guilty, the judge, in this case the tertian, determines what the punishment is.
Okay.
They have ultimate authority in this court.
This is why I wanted to ask ahead of time, because I didn't want to reach a point where we were just like floundering on what to ask for, and or.
Oh yeah, no.
I kind of already took care of that, which I feel would be with what I feel would be.
Now you can ask and make suggestions. He will ask if there's anything in particular. However, he may or may not grant it, depending on a whole algorithm of rules they have for punishing things and whether or not it comes close to fitting.
Okay, so before we get too far into this, I don't want to be trying to figure this out when we get asked the question. The bare minimal that we want asked for is that she's freed from the contract, correct?
Yes, that's the bare minimum, and I have other options. Because people like options, so I have options. Which are into
as long as this is already handled, I will continually as is. Thank you for humoring me.
Yeah, no problem. So again, Golem kind of reading out the charges. Defendant is accused, which was then sold to one. Dang it.
Asandra D'Artagnan.
One Asandra D'Artagnan on date blah blah blah. Who, in her purchase, assumed all authority and obligation of the contract to follow all of its rules and its entirety. Blah 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 legalese. After which, the tertian turns to the prosecution. Prosecution will speak first. Make your case.
Just gonna point out, if I stop out of character, it's just me collecting my thoughts before I continue. This is 2.5 pages.
Oh gosh, we are in for a ride, boys.
I told you. I brought a full bottle of mead. All right.
I'm ready.
This is the guy that made
By the
a
way-
whole giant Discord history with like supplemental stuff that could be a book for his D&D world.
By the way, Obi, the mead that you gave me last time that was a little oversweet because you overdid it on the back sweetening makes for an excellent sub for like a flavored simple syrup. It's what I used in my old fashioned today. It's like a blackberry honey sweetened old fashioned with a little extra horsepower.
Let me replace my non-alcoholic elements of my cocktail with more alcoholic elements. Yay!
All right. We only have so long. I only have 68 minutes to get through this.
My dude's going for a filibuster.
I'm going for a filibuster. Your order, esteemed members of the tribunal, watchers of oath and arcane. Today we, Florum Die, stand at the crux of a betrayal. Not a betrayal of passion or of war, but a breach of blood and law, forged on the 14th day of March under the full celestial alignment by parties both mortal and infernal. Let the record state, the original blood contract, legally binding and spiritually enforced, was signed between Alara Viro, scion of House Viro, and the practitioner of the sanctioned arcane arts, and Orthax, a bound entity of the lower realms, summoned and contracted through the appropriate channels. This agreement bound 24 hours of corporeal service to Orthax, signed by oath, sigil, and shared lifeblood. Later, the contract, lawfully transferable under Clause 7, Line 12, was sold by Orthax to one Lady Asandra D'Artenin, noble of House D'Artenin, whose arcane credentials and mental fitness had not, we must note, been formally vetted by this court. And what did Lady D'Artenin purchase? Not mere parchment, not mere favors. She purchased a blood-bound roll in a vital rich... a blood-bound roll in a vital contract once held by a demon, and thus not meant for weak-willed and half-hearted. This was no flinch, no accident. A dagger was concealed on her person, the act was deliberate, and its effects immediate. Alara Viro was struck by said dagger. The defense may argue that Lady D'Artenin was overwhelmed, that she was not prepared, but the law is not governed by one's comfort. She purchased a contract signed in blood, and the expectations of such a pact are clear. 24 hours of uninterrupted service, bound by oath and blood link. This contract was not a performance; it was a sacrifice, and she broke it not with a failure of strength, but with blade, a choice. And so we ask not for the dungeons, nor for exile. We simply ask for the death of one Asandra D'Artenin, and transfer of all her goods, if possible. And the dismemberment of said contract.
I thought you were going to say dismemberment of her.
No, sorry. If not, we ask that the contract be canceled and all formal registers marked irrevocable as breached. That restitutions be made in gold of equivalent or arcane materials to Alara Viro for the damages sustained physically, magically, and reputationally, and that Lady D'Artenin's name be entered into the ledge of broken oaths so that others who trade in such contracts might be warned of her unreliability. We do not punish the mistakes of a novice. We judge the deliberate breach of a sacred bond. A blood contract signed by a mortal and a demon is not to be trifled with, and once purchased, its weight becomes yours. To cut it is to be guilty of violating the very threads that bind this world's laws. We ask this court find Lady Asandra D'Artenin guilty of breach, cancel the bond, grant damages, and let it be known blood cannot be bought, bond and broken without price. So speaks Florum Die.
And your mother.
That was well done. Go, Obi.
Brent, we can't hear you.
I'm not GA. I want to grant inspiration for that. That was awesome.
Well, Obi already has inspiration for what he did last week.
I do.
That was really good. Pay no attention to this roll. It has nothing to do with
But that was awesome.
This has to do with stuff later.
Yes, you would need a performance check for that.
My heart's racing a little bit. Guys, don't drink and roleplay.
All right, I need you to give me a persuasion check at advantage, because that was very well done. Shoot, I'm giving you a +1 as well. Why not?
16.
Your DC is 145.
Hey, now's a great time to. I was saying no, don't talk yet. I was gonna say roll inspiration as well.
No, I am going to roll inspiration and use my inspiration, which is, I believe,
Go for it.
D6 or D8 at this point.
I think it's D8 at this point.
Oh, frick, that's a 1. So 17.
17. All right.
18, because you said I get +1.
+1.
18. Awesome. All right.
And I imagine
Write
there
that down real
was for
quick.
sure no way I could have used any spells between the time we entered and now, correct? Like, I'm pretty sure, I would assume casting spells would be kind of forbidden for like guidance or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagined that was the case, but that's why I didn't bring it
Oh.
up. But
18. All right. The Madron, hearing this, no expression. It's a construct. Didn't expect necessarily. Very well. Defense, give me your statement. At which point, Lady D'Artagnan stands up and she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen of the court, or constructs of the court, I apologize. I do not claim that I did not induce Ilara Vera to stab herself with a dagger. Not in the slightest. I did. However, I do claim that I was well within my rights of the law to do so. For you see, in my country, where we both were present at the time, and where this offense took place, there is a certain law that states anyone who signs a contract with the Inferno are to be considered no longer human, but animals. And heretics. Furthermore, they are forfeit to all property and life. Now, I understand that you are not enforcers of mortal laws. However, I am. I am a high lady of the land. It is my duty, my order, by our laws to enforce our laws. This includes the slaying of heretics. It is my duty, given to me by my country, in which I have resided my entire life, and in which I hold authority and a position of power, to slay those that are heretical, those who have signed a contract with the Inferno, which she did. Therefore, I posit to the court that I did not, in fact, break the contract. I posit that I had a higher duty that I fulfilled. Furthermore, given the outstanding survivability of Miss Vero here, I came nowhere near to killing her. The only true harm done was to the psyche of her friends by seeing a dagger enter her chest by her own hand. I knew, of course, when I made the instruction that she would not fall, she would not die. Simply a slight amount of pain, a small amount of blood would be shed, but the damage to the psyche of all those others around her would be great. I posit that I did her no true harm. No more so than one normal person getting a paper cut as you walk by a desk. No more so than one who stubs their toe. Or one that perhaps in pursuit of a better physique, lifts a little heavy and becomes sore. There is no true harm, bit of discomfort. I posit that I did my duty, and I in fact caused no harm to her whatsoever. No direct harm. Furthermore, since we're already here, I posit that for the false allegations, my time be extended twofold on this contract for an obvious and egregious attempt at defamation and an early termination of a contract. I rest. Now she's gonna roll for persuasion.
On one hand, I wish it was there because I have a perfect argument, but on the other hand, if I was there,
You're not.
I wouldn't be able to make an argument
Shush.
anyway because I'd probably be throwing a knife at her.
You'd probably be in jail.
So,
Hey,
I do believe by.
I have a question. Is there a court procedure for
Josh,
Is there a court procedure that we're allowed to counter
You'll have
her
your turn.
argument?
I have a counter.
Okay.
you'll get your turn. So it's gonna be you each get to make your statement. You each get to make a rebuttal to each other's statement. So this is your opening statements. You each get a rebuttal, and then she'll get a rebuttal, and then the court will be decided. And we are keeping track of all of these rolls.
Quick question. The betrayal stuff happened just before they opened the rift, correct?
No, it happened afterwards.
The what?
Ah, that's even better for my argument. Fabulous.
plus I'll also state that just out of game for timeline knowledge that we would all have. From what we figured out, she had been in cahoots with these individuals from before.
You're not there.
Meaning,
Shh.
this is outside of world just clarification of timeline details.
Ketrin, shut up.
With that, the Modron Tertian then turns back to Florum DA. Prosecution's rebuttal. Begin.
Iron, you want this or you want me?
I've got something, but it's up to you. If
You
want
can
to
both speak.
All right, go for it. You go first.
Sure. Brian, help me out here because my world intelligence doesn't necessarily match my characters on some stuff. Lady D'Artagnan's argument of enforcing the local law of our land would no longer hold true in this case, as the law that she claims to be following was broken egregiously by her by colluding with demons and setting them on our plane, by directly colluding with them and opening a rift into their existence, wiping our country from near existence. What few stragglers may remain are no longer held by the law of that land. So to claim that would not be enforceable. Not only does that law exist no longer, it stopped existing before these actions were taken of in the betrayal of our contract.
Also, the rift hadn't opened yet. The rift didn't open until you guys got there to the square, and it opened right in front of you.
No.
So when Ilara stabbed herself.
No, she stabbed herself afterwards because it was because her mom said something when Ilara got stabbed. Her Kedron's mom said something about the fact that she was surprised that we were still alive. It was when we had gone to Salazar.
Okay.
When we were in.
Yeah, this was the next town.
That's
the
right.
town
Okay.
that we
Yeah.
did
All right.
the museum heist.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was when you guys were trapped and all fighting each other, but no, it was okay. Yeah. No, we're good. Continue.
Therefore, I would put to the order that her rebuttal be thrown out. Or whatever the court proceeding for that would be. I am not as excellent as Nadir would be in
general
this.
ideas conveyed. Father Ironcloak, you had something to say?
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna go over the same points, but whatever. Your order. The country. Your order, esteemed members of the tribunal, watchers of the oath, and the arcane. The country that she speaks of no longer existed at the time of breach of contract, as it had been, for various reasons, destroyed and or its people displaced, with very few of them still left living. Also, these contracts they bind not by specific words. Yes, Alara was not near to dying. It was, for all intents and purposes, barely a scratch. But the contract, per the contract's words, no harm is to come to the contractee. And by in fact having her stab herself, that is harm coming to the contractee. So I would move that she did in fact breach the contract, no matter whether it was by mere scratch or by mortal wound. So I would like to propose, per our previous stuff, said allegations and or stuff we want to happen, for lack of words, your orderness.
All right, you guys can either roll individually, or you can roll one of you with advantage.
It'll be with advantage. My performance is awful.
Thought it was persuasion.
Sorry, persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, yeah, I'd still say with advantage.
I have a +10.
Do you have something to add?
Fair.
I mean,
hey, if you have something to add, go for it, and you can totally jump in on this.
No, I mean they already covered everything I would have said, so.
All right.
Hey, real quick. Are we allowed to talk to each other in the courtroom?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Like
there's actually a procedure for that. You can request a brief recess, at which point privacy screen essentially will be put up around you that no sound or visuals can get out of, unless specifically requested by those inside, for probably like 3 to 5 minutes.
Cool. I look over to Brother Ironcloak and nod that to him. Do you have any interest in doing this? All right, come.
Do what?
So do a deliberation real quick.
I mean, we can. It's
Cool.
up to you.
I would like to request that then.
But since they've already finished their previous statements, would they have to roll before or after?
We'll call this kind of in the middle because they haven't concluded necessarily. There's a procedure before concluding that you've completely finished your argument. I mean, it's not against the rules to call a recess in the middle of your statement.
Okay, cool. I'd like to call a deliberation, and then I want to talk to Alara. Alara, you are the one that has the contract breached against you, which means that you, as a contractee, has the most force of say in how you have been betrayed. So you should add an element of when you sign the contract, the reason for signing, and your understanding of at the time, per the lettering of the contract, that no harm was to befall you during the use of your 24 hours. However, due to the direct and deliberate breach of the contract, you were sustained harm.
All right.
So you should say something.
Okay.
Obi, do you have anything to add to that in our quick deliberation?
No, but we need to finish quick because I ran out of alcohol. So.
Hey.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Deliberation's done.
Recess ends. Lady Darkina is just sitting there, like tapping her finger on the table, staring at you guys. But doesn't appear to be making any more dumb decisions, like trying to stand up and punch you. So that's good. For her.
Your
Please
Order, I would
continue your
also-
statement.
Just question. Does she have the cage on her still?
Give me a perception check. Anyways, Ilara, while he does that.
No.
No.
Your Order, I would I would also like to add that my expectations throughout this whole process of the letter of the law as far as contract were that no harm would come to me, not that that harm would come to me and then I would be okay. Even a scratch, even a small amount of harm is still harm and still goes against the letter of the contract. And whether or not I was able to heal after this harm, the harm still befell me. And also, our country that we originate from, whether or not it was against our country's law, it still would have needed to be punished within that country, and we were not in the country at the time that this wait, we weren't, were we? We were not in the country at the time. Therefore, I would have been outside of her jurisdiction.
Due process wasn't followed. Yeah.
Cool.
So her jurisdiction would
So, little
been
fact on the jurisdiction bit.
upheld.
Vatica claims jurisdiction on all of its citizens, no matter where they are in the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Lady Assandra dares to state that Vatican jurisdiction outweighs that of this court.
Or plain old law.
Yeah, well.
All right, is that the conclusion of your statements?
It's the order of the universe versus the law of one minuscule country.
I would also see due process. Due process was not followed.
So, point on that, due process in Vatica is literally someone in authority says it, and that makes it what it is. In considering her position, that would be due process. It's not really courts.
But she doesn't have a position. She's nobody in
Okay,
authority.
that is fine. I am simply pointing out
a point of order or something that was established in the world at the very beginning.
Yeah, go for it.
At the very beginning, we established with the guy that broke into the library, the point of order is incarceration and basically a sham trial, if we're being outside of world honest, and a declaration of guilt before execution of punishment.
And this is carried out by the Inquisitors, which she is not one. She's married to one.
No, no, she's not.
Nobles can.
And she is, in fact, which you stated this previous weeks. I will look it up on video if I need to. But she has 0 nobility because Kedron is currently the male heir of said house, and his father is dead. So she is basically no one because he.
No, she still has nobility. She's just not a house leader. She wouldn't sit on the council.
Really? Because being the ex-wife of somebody who's important doesn't make you anybody.
No, she's not just the ex-wife of somebody important. Kedron's dad married up. She's the one with nobility in her blood.
That is true.
It still passes to the male heir, which you stated previous weeks, which would make him the one of nobility.
The position on the council passes to the mayor. But anyways, we're getting into semantics that should be discussed in person, or in character. So anyways, does the prosecution rest on the rebuttal?
I believe so.
I have.
Sweet.
Jason, do you have anything
like I
to
said,
add?
you either get. I don't know if Jason's there. I actually haven't heard from him this entire time.
Jason.
I just realized.
Jason, you there, buddy?
All right. I guess Jason doesn't have anything to add.
Cool.
We rest our case.
Cool. Give me rolls. It'd be advantage +1 because 2 people helped.
Contracty, go for it.
Okay.
Roll with an advantage and add 1.
Also,
Well, I
Ironcloak,
just
you
have to roll twice.
completely forget to even look for the cage. You're
Yeah.
so distracted with your.
That's 30.
Dang!
Now
It's
I
also
look for the
30.
cage.
Hold on. All right. Yeah, we can handle that in a little bit. Give me a persuasion check or a perception check. Remind me about it once I'm done with the rebuttal before I forget everything that I have prepped for it.
No, he also doesn't see the cage.
Yeah, you don't. I don't even need to go off. I don't see it.
You are missing your perception, boy.
So she stands up, clasping her hands. Now, their claim that I was breaking the law at the time may be true. However, what's not true is that I had my nobility revoked. For I had never been prosecuted as to yet. I had not been removed from my authority. Regardless of whether I was breaking the law or not, no one had come to me to, through the proper channels, revoke my authority. Also, given the fact that my son knew of the contract and did not immediately prosecute Miss Vero, that makes him complicit in the act. Therefore, he is forfeit all of his nobility, which was proclaimed by myself. Doesn't matter that nobody was there to hear it. She did. Now, given that I remain the only person of my noble house that is a viable position, that means that I am the heir. Given that there is a very strict line of succession throughout all of the leading families of Vatica, from the Pope down, as long as one of us remains, so does the country. Therefore, their argument that the country did not exist at the time that I made the declaration and therefore enforced the punishment is not only ludicrous, but a blatant falsehood. I am Vatica. I have never been removed from my position. As far as I know, it's never even been verbally contested until now, which would be a whole nother court proceeding, but at the time, I had never been contested. I was the only known remaining member of the Vatican leadership, meaning by default, I'm kind of the Pope. Furthermore, that gives me the authority to pronounce anyone guilty, to pass a judgment, and to claim recompense. I did that job. I upheld law. I upheld order. I was serving the higher purpose of your entire plane. I rest. Father Ironcloak, you just got challenged for the position of Pope. How you feeling about that?
So I'm about to, assuming that because me thinking no stuff versus McGear knowing stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. She just admitted that she was at fault for breaking the laws of Vatica to the point of opening the rift.
Sure.
And then, in the same breath, claimed heir to the Pope.
Yeah.
Which by Vatican
Per the
law,
laws
female
of the
could not hold.
Pope, females can't hold that line. 2, per the
That's
law,
never been stated.
is okay. I'll rebuttal that. Then
I'll go
and
watch
just
videos,
say-
but I'm pretty sure you did state it has to be a male.
Yeah, maybe. She still claimed it regardless. Who knows?
regardless, she's claiming leadership
Uh-huh.
when that leadership has betrayed all principles of the country and its laws, while having previously also said that those same laws being broken call for the death of those who break them, which means she's literally obligated to fulfill her own law of killing herself, essentially,
Sure. Wait a
or
minute.
being brought to justice,
Or pardoning herself,
and that
alternatively.
all authority tied to that would be revoked due to the breaking of that law, which happened before breaking our contract.
Wow.
Okay, so
But now, before we dive into that and we get down a rabbit hole, I will point out that the format of the trial was statement, statement, rebuttal, rebuttal. And we have ended statement, statement, rebuttal, rebuttal.
oh, so we don't get another chance to rebuttal.
Now it's statement, statement, rebuttal, rebuttal. That way we don't drag on for like 5 years like a normal court case would, but in game.
I do want to ask a question though, because Zone of Truth is active, so she would have to tell the truth, right? She can't lie or falsify it. Like she can change how it's stated, but she can't blatantly lie, right?
Uh-huh.
So I just want to talk through this.
Correct.
So I'm correct in the way my train of thought is going. So at the time we met at the D'Artagnan house before she murdered Kedron's dad. She talked to Alara about her contract, which means she knew about it, which would mean she should also have forfeited her things before Kedron's dad was dead, and she had the authority to do anything to Kedron. Correct?
Sure, to Kedron.
Yeah, right. But so she could not if she had already stated that she had broken said laws, right? For what she stated, if she had already said she broke the laws before she was in charge, to change that, she would be forfeit of the position, which means she would have blatantly
if someone convicted her of it. No one did. Should she have been? Yes. Did someone go and press it? No. Just like in this case, she totally broke the contract, but nothing was done about it until someone took it to court.
Secondly, I don't think she could state that she is the last ruling member of Attica without her knowing that every single other member of Attica is dead, correct?
She said known. She said known ruling member of Attica. Known to her specifically, but which, hey, as far as she knows, there might not be anybody else alive.
Oh,
So she very specifically said known member of the, or known eligible member or something like that of the ruling
Brent, can I have
family
a
of
word
Attica.
just for a sec?
Sure, give me a second.
I'd like it stated for the record and or YouTube and Twitch. This is some railroady bull crap if we lose this.
Yeah. She's like, well, yeah, I broke the contract. However,
It's
I
like,
can
oh
break all
no,
the contracts.
this random thing
I'm
you
no
didn't
villain.
know, this random thing you didn't know to do, in the last year and a half since we've played is the reason that you don't, that you lose this.
I would say that if we get to say anything back again, is like per your own admission, you have broke
we won't.
the most important laws of your own country, this contract, and are attempting to use the breaking of the laws of your country as a hypocritical way of allowing you to break more contracts without repercussion.
All right, turns out not relevant. Cool. So she made her check. You guys made your check. Let's do maths. Because I've been keeping track
While
of
you
all
do
of these
math,
checks.
I suggest that we take a drink break because I feel like we're going to need it.
Go for it. Now would be a perfect time to break for a break as the Mudron kind of goes. Both sides have been heard. I will now consider.
You mean the tertiary?
Sorry, the tertiary, yeah.
Oh, so I'm not putting us to break. We have 34 minutes left. So if you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. He can do math. I'm not changing the screen.
We can stay late if we need to. It's whatever.
I don't feel like changing.
Oh
the
my
screen,
goodness.
So
Okay. That's fair. All right, I'll be right back.
they'll be back.
Jason. Jason, you there, buddy?
Let's be honest, bro is either painting Warhammer minis or fell asleep.
Why not both?
He can be like, "What's
Painting
what's your
Warhammer
name?"
minis in his
Kedron, I would like to point out that if 2 pages of notes and that speech do not win us this argument, I'm going to call some complete and total utter crap on this, and I will just kill Brian's character in my campaign out of pettiness. That's
To
where
be
I'm at.
fair, that speech was absolutely beautiful. That was beautiful. That was stellar work.
Your role, on the other hand,
Was
At the same
no,
time,
honestly,
we're also going against
I mean, my role.
a Politico whose whole build is probably charisma.
cool, but I'm gonna be honest. If
I said like 2 sentences and roll.
if a 30 didn't win it, there wasn't a chance we were winning this without a nat 20 to begin with, which makes it kind of pointless.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Alara is also 100%
oh yes, I'm
charisma
I
based.
can break all my own laws and enforce them, and use it as a reason to break more laws. Because it's not breaking the law.
Because it feels like the whole reason is in the last year and a half since we played and all of this went down, your character didn't decide to declare her an outlaw and strip her of her titles. So then we lose. But back to the action, everybody.
Jason, you there?
Who is this?
Jacob?
All right, everybody back.
Oh, hey. Gotta let
Say what?
He's talking to Jason.
Apparently, Jason had to go and take care of something. He just didn't log
Oh.
off. He was very busy. He was like, "Sorry, I gotta go. I gotta take care. I
Gotcha.
can't talk." So,
By the way, non-alcoholic Corona tastes just like Corona.
What is the point?
Because beer is
tastes
very
awful.
yummy, and I'm trying to cut back on my actual alcohol consumption, but this is basically just savory soda or manly sparkling water, and it tastes very good.
So it's just calories for no reason.
or
Because it tastes good.
hear me out. It could be
What, Josh?
Modelo time.
Josh, what's
That's
so
like
funny?
decaf coffee. That's like decaf coffee. What's the point?
There's so much
'Cause it
like
tastes good.
sadness and wrongness with your statements, and I just feel sorry for you.
All right.
It's actually really
I
good.
mean,
I don't
cutting
care.
alcohol is. But why?
Because
beer?
I like
No.
the flavor of beer. I am one of the ones who drinks it for the
Why?
flavor.
All
Because
right.
it's tasty. I like savory as a flavor.
Everyone else, back to you in
Who hurt
in
Do
the
you really
studio.
want to get into that? Because me and him could go for a while.
All right. Stop going down rabbit holes. Brian, let's go. We are on a
All right,
time
we're
limit,
live?
you guys.
Or is the audio back?
Yes, but the audio never went away.
Oh, we never turned off audio. Crazy.
No, I told you
Anyways,
I
we'll edit
wasn't
that part
doing
out.
that.
Well, you said you weren't changing away from the screen. I thought you muted us.
Yeah, well, no. I didn't.
Anyways,
We just complained about stuff while you were gone, so
Okay.
it's fine.
it's fine. All right. The modra or the tertiary kind of. I have decided. Upon hearing both of your cases, it is clear that the contract was in fact breached. However, the severity therein does seem to be very minor. Therefore, the contract will be nullified. No other penalties will be incurred. She won. She beat you guys by 1 point on her charisma check. This court is now adjourned. She kind of smiles at you. That sucks, but I'll take it. Bye. As she waves by, hanging off of her thumb is the cage. And you see a soul inside of it just as she is gone. Goodbye. Orthax is like, all right, well, hey, we got the contract annulled. That's good. We didn't get any of the other stuff we wanted, but we did get the contract annulled. So that's mucho bueno. Let's skedaddle before we accidentally sneeze in the wrong direction and get arrested. Yeah, that's a thing.
Only sneeze towards the west before noon
Do
and
you
towards the
skedaddle?
east after.
Do you all skedaddle?
Yes.
So you all skedoot, and you see a door kind of appear in front of you, and you hear as Orthax knocks on it, at which point it opens, and it is Salazar's. You guys are ushered inside, and Orthax goes, "Ah, right. Well, Kedron, saw your mom." Quick question: is Kedron at
Yeah.
Salazar's?
Because
Or
he
did he
was
go do something
sticking
else?
with Salazar to get any further information on these items we're after that he could, remember?
Oh yeah, okay. Ooh, we'll get to that too. All right, Kedron. Good news. Your mom's contract is now gone off of Alara. We got that part done. Bad news. She made some really good arguments. She claimed to maybe be the Pope. I don't know. Um, and we weren't able to levy any other punishments or consequences. So she got away with just an old contract. But hey, a win's a win. We'll take it. So yeah, my job here is done. Um, His great evilness thanks you very kindly for, letting his assistant off the hook. We appreciate it. Have a good day. I'm leaving. And then he just leaves. You've already spoken with Salazar. You have information. He's off doing stuff and things. What information particularly
The
were you
biggest thing was some of these names of items, exactly what they are unclear. Like, let me pull up the Discord. Say something like Black Razor. That could be any sort of bladed weapon. That could be a razor whip. That could be a dagger. That could be. I'm trying to find out exactly what type of weapons and how they could potentially be used are these items,
So
so we
Black
know
Razor's
what
the
we
fun
want to
one,
prioritize.
because in this case, it itself is not a weapon. It is, think of it like a symbiote, a magical symbiote. You can take any mundane weapon and kind of get into it and get Black Razor. A Black Razor short sword, a Black Razor great sword, a Black Razor whip. Kind of whatever. Any melee weapon.
Black Razor was just the example.
Yeah. Well, that's the information I'm giving on one specifically. So any other questions that were unclear? We'll clear them up. We can do that now. We can do it later. He did mention one up in the bay, which was Iron Fang. Yeah. Not necessarily because of what it is, but because of where it's at. It is an island that, from all of the reports that he's had, no demon has gone to, or very few. They kind of just stay away from it. Now, to be fair, this was an uninhabited island to begin with. No human had lived there in centuries. A few people had gone there to kind of check it out, and if they returned, a lot of them returned crazy, and a lot of those disappeared not long after. The good news is, his shop's right there on the waterfront. You could literally pop out of a shop, hop into a boat, and get to the island probably without being accosted by demons.
I like that. Nice.
So that sounds very interesting.
Right? What does Iron Fang do? I get the war pick. Nice.
Right, yeah, do we want to spend the rest of the time getting more information? Because I don't imagine we have enough time to actually start going anywhere. Do we just want to spend this time getting the information and go through it? Everybody?
I don't care.
This is a question for the group.
Ironcloak got to be a lawyer. He made it through. Hey, you made it through your deposition in less than an hour and a half. Good job.
I guess more information on whatever he has on what we don't have already.
Yeah, let me pull the list. All right. Stone of Cain. It is a big old clubby boy. Really good at murders. Really good at murders. That's pretty much it. Crystallized Dragon Heart. More of a catalyst than anything. Kind of like the way that the Black Razor works. Except it's magical. It's not actually attached to a weapon. It's for casting.
What was
What is empathy?
the wand of Orcus? What was that specifically?
That is just a regular item that you can look up.
Really?
It's really nasty and has to do with creating undead.
Cool.
Let's see.
If we reverse
Is a so
light item to
Nepenthe,
bring
huh?
people like legitimately back from the dead, then rather than like a zombie voice.
Guess you'll find out when you cleanse it. So Nepenthe is a cursed longsword. It has a tendency to whisper dark and evil things to you and try to get you to do mean things to people. And the more you feed it, the stronger it gets, apparently, at least for a while. But yeah, it's just a sword that's really good at killing and likes to talk to you. Fiend Eater. What was he again? You already have the Flail of Tiamat, so we don't care about that. Fiend Eater is a big old battle axe. +3 to hit. If you attack a creature with this weapon, roll a d20 on the attack roll. The creature takes an extra 2d necrotic, and you regain a number of hit points equal to necrotic damage taken. It is a super cursed, basically vampire weapon, but better than the one that you have. Fail of Tiamat, you already have that one. I made this list so long ago, like 8 months ago. I have to look it back up again. Another sentient weapon. If you aren't attuned, it's just a +1. If you are attuned, and it deals an extra 1d6 damage of necrotic type. While you are attuned, the attack bonus goes to +2, and it deals 2d6 necrotic damage. And it gives you the ability to cast Detect Magic, Detect Evil and Good, and Detect Thoughts a couple of times a day. And you tune to the weapon, can share it with it, can't regain hit points for 1 minute. It has to make a DC 15 con save at the end of its turns, ending the effect early on a success. So its wounds don't heal if you hit it good, and it lets you cast spells as well as dealing necrotic damage. And everything gets buffed if you are attuned. And then Iron Fang, which we already discussed.
All right. With what we know, we could always use more areas with demon repelling capabilities. I suggest we check out Iron Fang. Anybody else have any other ideas?
Also, Iron Cloak, I'm just going to give you your inspiration back for that speech that you gave. Because you kind of spent it on the speech. I'm just going to give it back for another one. That was really good.
Is Iron Fang the one that's like a symbiote thing?
That was Black Razor.
I like the idea of getting the dragon heart. That sounds awesome.
I feel like the other three we want to get are whatever the island one is, Blackheart, and then probably the Dragonheart thing.
Because the only reason I'm really leaning towards Iron Fang is because there might be something else going on there that could potentially help outside of just Iron Fang, from the stories say.
Right. I'm a bit like Iron Fang in itself doesn't seem that interesting, but maybe the island is cool. I think Black whatever is one we definitely want, and I feel like the spell focus would be really good for Magir. So I feel like those are the three we want, which would give us 5 in total, which is all we need. Do we know where those are at? Where, like, location-wise, where those?
Crystallized Dragonheart is somewhere in 5 Black Razor is in Dodrigia, And the Iron Fang is that island in the bay all the way up north in the Burlestabian Empire. Kind of off the coast of it because nobody owns it.
So Fiverr,
Well, the island and Belgravia are pretty close together.
Dodoregia also borders on that bay.
Yeah, okay. And Fiverr was the heart, and then the
Yep.
island was Iron Fang, and the other one was whatever, right?
Mhm.
Then yeah, I guess we do that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Or
I can
does he
send you there
have?
now.
Does he have a door in Doregia or whatever?
Oh yeah, he for sure
Like
does.
close to where is the item located? In
Let me pull up Asgard so I can actually see it full because I just
depending
have my
if
back.
it's close to the bay-ish, then maybe it'd be worth it to go to there, go to the item, and then go to the bay, get the one, and then go. If it's not, then we might as well
I
just
don't
go to
remember the
bay
name of the
first.
town, but it's not close to the
All right,
the
then we'll go
bay.
to the island first.
Boop. Load. Machine. Agnia. Turn on military, turn off military, so it actually goes away. Yoink. It is in London, which, by the way, fun fact, right next to the dead fields. Which, as you know, is a little peninsula that has been taken over by what appear to be undead that stand in a perfect grid pattern. And anything dead that they get within a certain range of them will just animate and join their grid. The only way they stopped it was by digging a massive trench kind of across the base of the little isthmus that it sits on to make sure there wasn't any skeletons or anything in the ground close enough for them to continue animating. Which you guys learned about way back in the beginning when you came across a set of traveling entertainers or whatever.
And if we could convert the war pick, that could work for Alara because it could be like an axe war pick combo.
I have
That's a
my
good-
axes. I don't need more axes.
I'm just saying, having a crystal dragon heart and the wand of Orcus both converted would be dope.
So you want to keep your your kind of magical axe and your really magical axe rather than having a really magical war pick and a really magical axe.
Well, the thing is, they're like shiny and sparkly, and I like them.
To be fair, if we're only worried about the items, I can't really use. I mean, I could use a war pick, but I couldn't use it with like my sneak attack, so it's
I mean,
really not worth it for me.
The squishy wizard
I'm
have
gonna
it.
be completely honest. I feel like if it comes to it, Alara's gonna kind of have to suck it up and use a war pick if that's what it takes for us to win. So
I mean,
Because the only thing on the list that I feel like I could use with my setup is Black Razor. Unless I sacrifice
You can
stuff
use
to
the flail. It's a finesse weapon. Pretty
Flails
good.
are finesse.
If
I
not,
don't
they
think
should
so.
be,
Let me
and they
double
are
check.
now.
while you're not wrong, it kind of ruins my aesthetic.
I just went to court for you. Nobody cares about your aesthetic, Alara.
Fair. He was an excellent lawyer as well.
Yes, you are an excellent lawyer. Thank you for
A
that.
lot of good
Yeah,
I was
they are
not expecting
They-
that level of lawyer-ease coming out of you, and it was gorgeous.
It's alright, you won't get it again.
Yeah, they're just melee weapons. But martial.
Well, they should be finesse, so they are now. 'Cause it makes sense for flails to be finesse.
That's your cue to you're getting the flail, Kedron.
Guess I'm not getting Black
You can.
Razor
I don't
then.
care what you do.
It's alright.
Make your own choice.
And
I'm
Ray
just
can,
saying flails are
Ray can be
finesse.
really good with being basically the Lord of Undeath and summoning dead people with his Wand of Orcus. and I'll put Black Razor on my glaive, and then McGear can use the heart, and Alara can use the war pick. And
Didn't you
pretend it's a
add
shiny
magic
axe.
to your glaive? He said it has to be added to mundane.
You know how easy it would be to make an unenchanted version of his glaive? It's literally just a serrated hooked glaive if it's not enchanted. And then you'd have 2 enchanted glaives to choose from.
Joke's
Oh,
on you,
hey.
I'm just going to add an extra blade to the back end of my glaive and turn it into a double-sided glaive that's one part demon murdering weapon and other part vampire murdering weapon.
Speaking of blades,
Yes, but you have to
We
choose which
have
blade
the-
you're hitting before you hit or
Yes,
not.
that's
Before
totally
you
fine.
call your attack. Awesome.
We also have the dwarf blood to make Alara's enchantment bracelet permanent rather than giving damage over time.
We do.
You do.
We
True.
do.
But
And she wasn't around the week that we were passing off projects to what's her face. So, Kristen, if you're interested, you could make your bracelet actually useful now.
do I have to attune to it still though?
Yes.
You might have to re to it.
Well, no,
Because my
the
problem
reason
right
was
now is
she didn't have attunement slots.
attunement slot. Yeah, was
But-
my issue to begin with.
Would we know? Would the war pick take attunement? Is it more than likely?
Pull it back up again. What was the name of the war pick? Let's see. It was
Iron Fang.
Iron Fang.
I believe it does, but let me double check.
Task manager not responding.
Rip.
You were supposed to-
Yes, requires attunement.
I just realized since I'm not using the Frost brand anymore, I have free attunement slot.
Yep. So those are kind of your weapon choices that you know of, plus whatever else you find along the way.
I feel like going for Iron Fang is useful because there's nothing to say we can't get 6 weapons, right? But just knowing what's going on there might be worth.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
So everybody down. Is everybody cool if we head for Iron Fang?
yeah.
Yep.
You guys are kind of gearing up and getting ready to head that direction. Did you want to have what's her name improve the bracer?
Wait.
That's a you question.
Oh, the bracelet? I thought he said bracer.
Bracers.
Sorry,
Bracer
bracelet.
of turn you into
The helmed bracelet of helmed horrors.
Bracelet of Helm
Yeah,
Horde.
bracelet.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, because I don't have an attunement slot for it right now.
How do we know how much it would cost to improve it?
You gonna ask?
And I'll also preface, was my armor done by the time all this is done, or am I still waiting?
Yeah, you got your armor.
Well,
Nice.
because if it's not like ungodly expensive, which if some random backwater mage is able to do it, it shouldn't be like out.
He was like level 17.
Right. Okay. Well, guess what? My doing the upgrade he had for my glaive cost like 2,500 gold, so it can't be out the butt that expensive. If it isn't that expensive, we could upgrade it, give it to Kedron, he can attune to it, and then at least we have an additional 80 hit points of damage on one of our frontline tanks.
True.
And then we can always
It costs
unattune
about
to it
6,000
later.
gold.
So, where is it?
So I'm totally glad that I didn't attempt to attune to the Wand of Orcus, because snap.
Yeah.
Crackle Pop, Rice Krispies.
All right.
One, passing that check is like terrifying for a wizard.
Yeah.
And if they do pass it, good luck not instantly dying from the damage.
Mhm.
And then if you still do pass that, that's an evil boy.
Yeah.
That is a very evil wand.
A lot of these
Question
weapons,
is, if
there will be a
the-
little homebrew curse on the ones you're picking up that behave very similarly.
Question is, if
Not that you guys know that.
the base version is summoning undead, is the purified version like summoning consecrated
You'll find out,
spirits or
won't ya?
something?
Okay.
It's just
Are-
mass resurrection. Like
are we-
anytime you walk into the battlefield, raising heroes from the dead to fight for you.
Anyways,
It's the Horde of Valir.
Are we interested in getting the helmed horror bracelet upgraded so Kedron can use it?
Short
with his
versions, yeah. Unless it's
it's
affordable.
6,000 gold. We have 24,000 in the group fund. I feel like having the
Yeah.
additional 80 hit points worth of damage would be useful, especially since Kedron tends to almost die in just about every fight.
Yeah.
Don't say it's not true.
mean,
It happened. You get so low.
I
all
take
the time.
damage, yes, but I manage myself pretty well.
Fireball. Da, 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 da.
Honestly, I feel like I almost die quite a bit more than he does. I just don't
Right,
have the
but are you
experience.
willing to unattune to something?
No.
Does Magir have an attunement slot available?
No, I do not.
The question is, when I transmogrify, do I still have access to my class abilities?
no, you are the helm
No.
horror. Like basically, you're doing a polymorph.
But you can end it at any point in time.
Yeah.
Well, you have to.
I-
You have to roll for it, don't you? I haven't used it in a while, but
You only had to roll for it if you went above the time limit,
It
because
is-
then it kind of hooks into you and is feeding off of you.
It was like 3
Okay.
turns, and then you took damage every turn after that.
It was number of turns equal
Yeah,
to your
and
proficiency
you-
modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, you started taking damage, and you had to succeed a DC to end it.
right.
I feel like we should spend the 6,000 gold to upgrade it because Kedron, after you use your wings and all of that, and you've used a bunch of your abilities at the start of the fight, it wouldn't be half bad to have additional HP to use. Or we can give it to Ray because I doubt he has 3 attunement spots used, and then our
That would give him some diversity.
Yeah, he can do something other than
Yes.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, plus if I use my wings and stuff, I would lose those assets if I transformed
Right, but I'm saying like
No.
if you've already used your wings and blah blah blah,
in a different fight.
yeah, in a different fight you
No,
have.
his home tool can fly.
Yeah, the Helm Tor flies, but he wouldn't have. I think it's worth it. Which we can
Even
just-
if I don't use it, it might not be bad because I think Ray could use it and have some diversity
Give it to
outside
my
of just
uncle.
casting.
or I imagine we could probably sell it back to Salazar for at least the 6,000 gold we put into upgrading it. Right? I mean, in theory.
Probably. So you guys go drop that off. It'll be done in like a day. You guys spent some time doing some stuff. It's getting kind of into the afternoon. Time for food. So you leave Salazar's to go eat, I assume,
Sure.
because you're in a safe city. Like you can go get food. While you're there eating, Hickenbog comes up to you. Hello, good chaps. Jolly good. We've completed a lot of the cleanup now. We did come across some items. Now that the city's safe, and you are, as far as we can tell, the only Crusaders going out and doing the good work to fight back the demonic hordes. We took a consensus, and we would like to offer them to you as a thank you, and to help further your goals in the future. If you come with me, I'd love to show you.
Sure.
Cool.
So you follow them over to kind of what is like the new city headquarters. They're setting up a building there, and you are led inside. And in front of you are a few different items that have already been identified, and they're explained to you. The first one is the gauntlets of the was it the Wrathful Paladin. Attunement, it allows a paladin to infuse a weapon with smite and then hand it off. And it just lasts until that smite is expended.
Cool.
That's kind of fun.
Second, Gloves of the Poisoner. Comes with 3 charges. You can expend. Oh, let me double look here. Sorry, 2 charges that you can expend. Regains at dawn. Whenever you deal necrotic damage, double the damage. You get 2 free crits essentially. I know someone that does a crap ton of necrotic damage. Anyways, one final item there. It is a cloak. It is a cloak of greater invisibility.
Nice.
Also, the gloves don't require attunement, by the way.
Also nice.
But I probably can't wear them over top of my gauntlets, right?
You can wear them under your gauntlets. Leather gloves under gauntlets was definitely a thing.
On top of that, I'm
Today's
not
charges
saying
for greater
I
invisibility.
want to claim the gloves. It's up for debate. But if we're fighting any sort of infernal, every one of my hits does 2d6 necrotic. And that would
Hey,
be
Iron
4d6
Cloak, how many
necrotic.
d6 of necrotic does your inflict wounds cost?
Listen, I'm not saying I want to try to claim it. It's up for discussion. But that is also a limited resource versus I could poke a million times.
Yeah,
It
but
is
you
up
can
for
only
discussion.
double it twice a day.
I'll only double it twice a day?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Mine does 3d10 if I cast it at first level, which I could cast it up to 6, so do 9d10 damage.
Yeah, the gloves have 2 charges.
Okay,
You get to
see,
double it twice a day.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah, you're not just doubling your necrotic every time you hit. That's redonkulous.
plus mine has a 60-foot range. Plus, it's a spell, so it's just necrotic damage, right?
Yeah, just necrotic damage.
That's okay, because I could also put it on Spirit Guardians too, which is 3d8 for 10 minutes straight.
So I will point out that with Spirit Guardians, it will be an instance of damage you can double it. It won't be the entire doublage. It's like an instance of necrotic damage you inflict is doubled per charge. So you could, it's going to be one of those hits gets it. Same thing with inflict wounds. Otherwise, game-wise, it just gets out of hand really fast.
Well,
Hey,
inflict wounds is just one side of damage.
Huh?
Hey, Kedron.
Yep.
You know that Cloak of Invisibility looks really great for you, but at the same time, sure would be nice if the wizard couldn't be seen launching spells of mass destruction.
Oh, greater invisibility still drops if you use something, doesn't it?
No, that's why it's greater.
Oh, okay. Also not terrible. Do you have an attunement slot open?
No, but I can give up an AC for that.
Okay, hold on.
It's whatever. It does not matter to me. If Kedron wants them, Kedron can have them.
After considering the charges, it's probably not best. I'd miss that part. It would probably be better for you to take it.
I think we should just kind of hold off and send stuff in the chat because I don't know if Ray
Yeah,
does.
if you wanna drop all this stuff in the Discord, that'd be great.
Yeah,
and then we can figure it out and just decide next week.
Yep, we can do that. And with that, I think we'll probably end here as you guys are being shipped off to that one place so you can hop on a boat.
The Iron Islands.
You're an Iron Island.
No, he's an Iron Cloak.
You guys are being sent to tethers in the Burlestarian Empire to then boat over to the island. So with that, we will end the tonight's session. I will see you all possibly next week. I have military stuff. I don't know that I'll be back because I have retirements and stuff going on, so I don't know that I'll get to leave early. It might be 2 weeks, just as a heads up. We will find out, and I will let you all know probably day of. But until then, Deus Vault.